Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. Well, we got through our fall election, okay? We had elections this week. They happened on November 7th, Tuesday, all over town. I spent the day obviously working hard for the city, but also getting out and checking on our polling places, and it was so great seeing people out. And you know, we were close to about 35% of our registered voters came out to vote, which I know sounds low, but actually for an election that doesn't have a mayor's involved in it, a local election, a mayor's race, it was actually pretty high. We were actually thinking we'd be in the 20s somewhere. So the fact that we got up to 35%, I think is really great. I want to thank all the candidates for running. You know, unfortunately, in these contests, there are winners and losers, but it was just so great to see contested races and people getting involved. And I think that, you know, all it does is it helps the community learn more about what's going on and what are going to be those big issues this year. So again, congrats to all the winners, and I want to thank everybody for stepping up. It takes a lot of courage to run for office. I'll be the first to tell you it's not easy to get out there and hold signs and knock on doors and do all the work that you need to do to talk intelligently about a lot of these issues that affect Newburyport. It just takes a lot, and it takes a lot of guts to do it. So, you know, I really appreciate it. And I hope, you know, maybe for those that the election didn't go their way, that they still look to stay involved in the city. And I hope they come see me. I would love to find a spot for them to stay involved, because I think, you know, we're always looking for enthusiastic people who care about Newburyport to join these boards and commissions that play such an important role. We did have two really close elections. So Ward 2 was really close. It's decided by only 11 votes, and Ward 5 only decided by, I think the latest is 3 votes. I originally heard 4 votes, and now it's 3 votes. So I do think we'll probably see at least 1 recount, maybe 2. So keep tuned for that. You know, recounts, you have to decide within 10 days. And I know this because when I only won by 27 votes, I was waited with bated breath down in Florida with my family because we had planned a trip, win or lose. We were going to go down there. But I still remember getting the call from Clerk Jones when we were walking on the beach 10 days after my election and saying, yep, nope, no recount, you're good. And just, you know, then we all celebrated a little bit more. But so keep an eye out for that. But again, great election season. Hats off to the clerk's office and their team. But we'll see what will happen next. And what's great about this is, you know, there's only 3 more city council meetings left in the year. Oh, I also want to mention we had school committee members that get elected too. So, you know, we have 3 really great, strong candidates going on the school committee. So I'm excited about that as well. But for city council, there's only 3 meetings left, right? So there will be a few things that they'll vote on, and I'll talk about those a little bit. But we're really now focusing on this new group that we know we'll have for the next 2 years here, working with the mayor's office, and you know, working with them to get some of these important things passed. And I can tell you the 3 biggest things I see happening in the first few months of next year will be Newburyport Recreation and Youth Services at 59 Low Street. I think we're really close from bringing the plan to the public and what's it going to cost, and making that you know, that pitch to the community. I think that will be the first thing out of the gate. I think Brown School and what we do with it will definitely be an issue that we deal with at the beginning of the year. And I don't know when this is going to happen, but I think what happens at Waterfront West and you know, the development agreement and the zoning that comes out of that, I think that will be first part of the year as well. So this council is going to have, you know, 3 big things you know, to look at this coming year. So we're excited about that. All right, what else is going on? Whittier Regional Vocational School and their proposed $444 million new school project has really consumed everything that I'm doing right now. And it has, because it could have such an impact on us here in Newburyport. And I think you'll start seeing more information come out in the paper. You know, we've sent letters to the Whittier School Committee. I've had many conversations with the superintendent of Whittier, and I completely understand where they are. They feel like something needs to be done, so they're going to advocate for this new building. I will mention Newburyport's bill for this building, if it does get approved, will be $30 million, and then stretched out over 30 years, it'll be close to over $60 million that we would have paid towards this school. And right now, Newburyport has 29 kids that attend Whittier. So really, you know, if you think of fairness, and there's a graphic out there that I just saw in the Ipswich local paper. There's this fairness scale, and Newburyport is the highest rated on the fairness scale, 5, which means we're paying 5 times more than we should for this project. Mayor Gove and I over in Amesbury, congrats to her. She just won re-election, first 4-year term for her over at Amesbury. But we've been kind of working together and then working with the other the other 9 cities and towns, because we're all in similar positions. This would just be, something that, one, I think it'd just be very difficult to pass a debt exclusion for. And then if that doesn't happen, then we're going to get saddled with this bill with no way to pay for it, which is why most of the letters you're seeing right now with the concern is first dealing with, hey, you're going to have this vote. And right now the vote is scheduled for January 23rd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in all the communities, all 11 communities at once. And that vote has no financial mechanism attached to it. So essentially, you're really just voting up and down for the project. And if the vote, the majority vote out of all those communities is positive, then we're going to get a bill for $30 million with no funding mechanism attached. So most of these communities would have to go to a debt exclusion, and then we'd have to have another vote. But we're already saddled with that bill. So regardless of how the next vote goes, and I would say, in Newburyport, for us, I would say that vote probably has to be voted down, because it's just too unrealistic for Newburyport to be able to pay that through a debt exclusion. Then what do we do? So then, that's where the problem is right now. So, I'm talking to people at the state level. I had a wonderful conversation with the Lieutenant Governor this week. We talked for a long time. I think she's going to get a little bit more involved in this for the cities and towns. We've been meeting with the cities and towns regularly, so I think we're going to be meeting weekly and checking in. And it's different dynamics here too, right? Because there's 3 cities that are dealing with city councils that operate a certain way, and then I'm dealing with town administrators and select boards who operate a different way as well. So we're all trying to share information and kind of be on the same page. I do think we'll have a pretty united voice moving forward, sharing our concerns. So the election that's supposed to happen in January, the vote on January 23rd, it hasn't been approved yet. So the December 13th vote of the Whittier School Committee is going to decide on this vote. So what I'm asking everyone to do, we're setting up a separate web page about the Whittier project. It's going to be on our city site, cityofnewburyport.com. I'm going to have Ryan put up a graph here, but we have 2 members of for Newburyport on the Whittier School Committee. Brett Murphy, who's been on there for about 20 years, or a little bit more than that, and then Donna Holliday, the former mayor, who was just put on there. I'm going to put their email addresses up here. If you have concerns about this project, please reach out to them. They are supposed to be our representatives on this committee, and I think they need to start hearing from the committee about our concerns about this project, because funding for our schools, Newburyport Youth Services, all those things aren't possible if this goes through for Newburyport, the way it's constructed right now. And I think that's been my biggest message to Whittier is, one, it would have been nice to have been involved in this process a little bit, and then maybe we could have advocated for more funds for this project. But that part of it, and then the second part being that it's just not realistic of what they're asking. And I totally believe that they need something, whether it's a renovation of their building or some sort of new building, but a $444 million project, that just, that we could tear down Newburyport and start over and probably do that, right? So that's where we're at. If you have any questions, please reach out to my office, but I am going to keep pumping information about this out to you. And please look at those email addresses for Donna Holliday and Brett Murphy and let them know what you think about it. And again, hopefully we can get everyone on the same page and hopefully come up with some other solutions to help out Whittier. What else is going on? So in the packet, you'll see the tax rate, which I'm not going to talk about here because it hasn't been released yet, but the City Council will have the discussion about the tax rate this year. I'll give you a little sneak peek. As of right now, I am not proposing a split tax rate like I did last year. The numbers just don't make sense for this year. Last year, it was it made much more sense to propose that, so I am not going to do that this year. But it's still, it's still going to be an increase. So we've got to, have that conversation with the City Council. And we want to try to limit that impact on residents here. So that's coming up. They're going to be talking about the bond for streets and sidewalks, $6 million bond. That's going to set up our next 5 years of streets and sidewalk work here in the city. So I'm excited for the City Council to take that up. I do believe this council will vote on this. This won't get pushed till January. I do believe they're going to vote on it. There's a housing forum next Thursday. We're doing this with the Merrimack Valley Planning Commission. That's next Thursday at 6 p.m., so the 16th, 6 p.m. at the Senior Center. A lot of people, if you want to go to that. And lastly, I just want to say we're collecting winter clothing here at City Hall and toiletries for the IC. So if you have any of those, you're cleaning out your closets, it's getting colder out, and you want to get rid of something, bring it down here and we'll donate it to the IC for you. Newburyport sports are still running through their fall season and the state tournament, MIAA sport tournament, and field hockey is still alive. They're number 2 seed in their division, so they're in the final 8. And then boys and girls in soccer and volleyball just lost this past week, so congrats on great seasons to them and good luck to the seniors. But field hockey's still alive. Coach Haley, give them hell. And lastly, Veterans Day is on Saturday. So City Hall is actually closing early tonight, which is Thursday at 4 p.m. We're going to be closed all day tomorrow, Friday. And then our Veterans Day ceremony, which is led by our Veterans Coordinator, Kevin Hunt, we will start here at City Hall at 11 a.m. We meet up at the Bartlett Mall at 10:30 with other elected officials and other veterans, and we march down from Bartlett Mall, down Green Street, get here at City Hall, and then we start at 11 o'clock. And then we do a little march through town to the Veterans Cemetery at the bottom of Pond and Auburn Street. But it would be great if you're around. Come out. It's Saturday. Like I said, 11 o'clock start. It'd be great to see a lot of Newburyport residents out and honor our veterans because it is such an important holiday. There's so many cool veterans memorials around the city that you can check out as well. I do this with my family every year. With the great history that Newburyport has, it's such a great idea to honor our veterans who have participated in so many different branches of service here in the city, but also a lot of conflicts over the centuries as well. So that's it. Happy Veterans Day weekend. I hope everyone has a fun-filled weekend with friends. Get out and watch sports if you can. Get out there, enjoy this fall weather and leaves. Thanksgiving will be here before you know it, and I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.